Hello again. Yeah, my last video I was explaining that I'm going to use two different types of speaker stands and just to compare the sound of these new speakers that I bought second hand, these reference 3A Dulcet speakers, which I'm really enjoying, by the way. But originally I was using them because I've only had the speakers recently. I was using them on these stands here, which are they are a branded stand. I can't remember the make of them. I've had a look and I can't really see any maker on them, but I've had these years. But they are hollow. It is possible to fill these stands, I guess, like I done with the ones that I'm using. So I was gonna compare these speakers with sitting on these stands to these stands which I've got here, which are Apollo. Now, in my last video, I showed both sets of stands. These are like 4 tubes there, which go into the base, and then again they've got the actual top of the speaker stand with the spikes on beneath the base as well. Very much exactly like these as well. I've got 3 spikes and also sort of spikes which sit then underneath the speakers. I tend to put 4 blobs of blue tack between the speaker and the top of the stand, something I've always done. The difference being I filled all 4 of these tubes with fine concrete chippings, really compact them and compress them in. So the difference being is that these tubes make absolutely no noise at all, whereas the other stand do. So there's no resonance coming through with these particular speaker stands. The other thing as well to bear in mind is how heavy these are, especially with the speaker on, and they are now quite a weight. So yeah, how did I get on then with the comparison? Well, there was one clear outright winner, and it's certainly the speakers that are filled with the concrete chip-ins. You know, there's probably people that would know a little bit more than me, but I guess it's the way the stands are now anchored to the floor, the fact that there's no sort of resonance going through the actual tubes at all, or the base of the speaker. It probably helped towards producing a better performance from the actual speakers. So yeah, the areas where I found there was a big difference was in the bass. There was a greater control on the bass, more grip on the sort of the low level frequencies then, and that lended itself as well to other parts of the frequency range. Definitely a better mid-range I found whilst these speakers were on these stands filled with these concrete chip-ins. In the upper mid-range, I just felt it was a little better than they were while sitting on these stands. So overall, you know, a better and a very good sort of exercise then for me to go through, and yeah, decisions have been made to keep them now whenever I'm using these speakers, to use these stands along with them as opposed to using these ones which I've got here. Yeah, I use a number of sort of like records and CDs to demonstrate or to actually establish which ones was the best. This one is Joan Armour Trading, Me, Myself, I. Oh, it's a fantastic album, but it's a great sort of drum and bass sound on this particular album. A really sort of hefty sort of kick to the drums and to the bass. Marcus Miller, I believe, is featured on here playing the bass, and yeah, this definitely showed up both speaker stands and helped me sort of define which one was the best. CDs. It's one of my favourites as well, Radiohead Kid A. Yeah, lots of like low level sort of bass and harmonics on this, which is a good test. This one really showed up the extra grip then that these stands were able to produce. And this one again is quite a good one to use. I think it is Daft Punk Random Access Memories. Brilliant recording, really well recorded stuff, this. Great music, and you know, there's a number of tracks on here which really showed up the actual bass performance of the speakers on both sets of stands. And again, you know, this one really clarified then what the clear winner was in terms of the two stands that I was using. Lots of like vinyl I've been playing, which was again certain tracks on these albums which were useful. Oh, there's an album which I don't play as much these days, but it's a fantastic album, of course. It's Pink Floyd The Wall, and an album that I played in my younger days, and comfortably numb on here. You know, it's got that, when that track starts, you can hear the bass sound, a terrific bass sound that actually starts that particular track. And yeah, it's one of those ones which really make me sit up and take notice, and definitely showed up at the performance of the speaker on the two different stands. So overall, I mean, I played loads and loads and stuff, really. There we are. This is Stephen Stills. I think I might have mentioned this album in my recent video. This is Stephen Stills, simply on an acoustic guitar, being recorded. It's really good to listen to. There's some fantastic tracks on here, but yeah, I just felt that his vocals, again, mid-range, I think is really important to get as right as you can possibly get. And I just felt the mid-range performance with the speakers on these stands filled with these concrete chippings was improved, an improvement over the other stands that I was using. So overall, worthwhile exercise, I think. And yeah, just interesting for me to try these speakers out. I'm really pleased with them as well. They do go quite low in terms of their bass performance, and they do sound a lot bigger than what the speaker size would suggest, because the sound is they do produce a really good scale as well for their size. So and definitely I think that I've managed to optimize the performance of the speakers as much as I possibly can so far, using these particular stands, which I've simply filled with concrete chippings. So for now, yeah, thanks again for watching the video. I hope everybody's doing well, and we'll do another video soon, no doubt. Thanks again. Bye bye.